Hello everyone and welcome back to another score predictions video. We are up to match day 25 on the Premier League for the 2021-22 season. We've got 9 games to predict. The Chelsea and Arsenal game has been postponed, but we've still got 9 games to look forward to. And to be honest, making these predictions, I normally have a rough idea of what's going on, and then normally I get proven wrong quite a lot of the time. But this week it's actually been a really difficult week for me to predict these scores. So I've done my best, and here they are. So the first game is Manchester United against Southampton, where Manchester United drew 1-1 to Burnley last time out, and Southampton got a very impressive 3-2 victory over Tottenham Hotspur. So currently at the moment, we don't really know what's going on with Man United. They keep on struggling in these games, not picking up the results, like the 1-1 with Burnley, and then the exit out of the FA Cup thanks to Middlesbrough drawing 1-1 to them. And they're not really picking up the right results at the moment. They're at Old Trafford in this one, so maybe they can pick up a result. Southampton, as I said, doing quite well against the big teams now, beating Tottenham, drawing 1-1 with Man City as well in the previous game. So for me, I'm still going to have to back Manchester United for this game. I've gone for a 2-1 narrow victory for the home side. I know quite a few of you will probably say that United are struggling. This is a chance for Southampton with the run of form that they're currently going on against some really good sides picking up results, but it will be very tight because United, as I have said, are struggling. So I'll go 2-1 United, probably just edging them because they really need a result. They've got a good side. They've got a better side than Southampton. It's just recently they're not really doing anything with it. I mean, they're picking up draws, but that's not really good enough. I'll say they'll edge it in a 2-1 victory here, though. Okay, moving on to the next game, Watford against Brighton. This is Roy Hodgson's third game in charge of Watford in the Premier League. His first game he drew 0-0 to Burnley. Second game he lost 1-0 to West Ham. So definitely an improvement in the Watford side since Roy Hodgson has come in. Defensive improvement with a clean sheet in his first game and only conceding the 1 goal to West Ham United, who are just up and down with 4th place and 5th place, like keep on changing between the Europa League spot and the Champions League spot at the moment, but we'll come on to West Ham later. Watford's opponent is Brighton, and Brighton, the only result that they really get are draws. The last 3 games, I do believe, have been draws. Most draws in the league. I'm going to back both sides to score in a 1-1 draw in this. I was thinking 0-0 because obviously the improvement in the Watford defence. The Brighton defence is very solid as well, so it'll be quite hard for Watford to break them down. But seeing that Roy Hodgson his Watford side hasn't scored in the Premier League yet, I feel like there's going to be a time where Watford is going to score their first goal under Roy Hodgson. So I'll go for a 1-1 draw in this. Draw is probably the most likely result as well with these two sides facing. So, yeah, 1-1. Next game is Brentford against Crystal Palace. This is going to be a horrible one again. Brentford losing 2-0 to Man City in their last game. Crystal Palace drawing 1-1 to Norwich City. Both poor results. The past 5 games have been poor results. Brentford haven't won in 5 games. They've got 5 losses, no draws for them. Just all losses. Crystal Palace, their last 5 games has been mixed up between draws and losses. Not really any wins in there. It'll be a scrappy game, but I'm going to go just edging the away side 1-0 to Crystal Palace in this game. Brentford's defence is absolutely terrible, and I'm going to just edge Crystal Palace just because I feel like they have a decent enough side to pick something up from this game. Wilfried Zaha, you got Edouard in there, Elise, Conor Gallagher. There's some good players that could step up and create a chance and score a goal maybe. So 1-0 to Palace. Next game is Everton against Leeds United, where Everton, the first game under Frank Lampard in the Premier League didn't go to plan as Newcastle beat them 3-1. The new Newcastle side, will come on to them in just a moment's time. But Leeds United got a 3-3 draw with Aston Villa in their last game. Very impressive. Daniel James, very impressive for Leeds United up top. He'll start to score a few more goals for Leeds United. Also a few other mentions in the Leeds United squad. Jack Harrison started to pick up a little bit more form. There's quite a few players that are improving since like the start of the season from where they were. They're climbing up a little bit of the table, even if it's just a little bit each time, just picking up a points. And then just as long as they get away from that relegation zone, that is the aim for Leeds United. Now, coming up against Everton, as I did say, lost to Newcastle 3-1. There's certainly improvements in that defeat. I mean, Everton, they kept on giving the ball away. I keep on thinking that Preston North End are bad. Everton, what an absolutely horrific performance against Newcastle United. Kept on giving the ball away. Never learnt from your mistakes. So hopefully you've improved and learnt your lessons coming into this game. It's a home game. I'm going to say both sides are going to pick up a point though. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think there'll be goals in this game. Everton, they got Richarlison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin in their side, and Dele Alli as well came in to Everton. There's a January signing. He did make his debut against Newcastle United. Didn't really do a very good job though, so maybe he can make amends from that day and get on the score sheet in this game. But I'll go for a 2-2 draw because Leeds United are looking really good at the moment. So 2-2. Next game is Norwich City against Manchester City. Now, although Norwich City are looking really good, last 3 games, 2 wins and a draw. Norwich City, it was a draw in their last game actually. They didn't beat. It was a 1-1 draw. Norwich City's game against Crystal Palace. It was actually, yeah, Timu Pukki with a goal in the first minute before Crystal Palace equalising later on in the game. But Manchester City, their last game, beat Brentford 2-0. They've got a very strong side. You don't need me to tell you about Manchester City. So I'm just going to go 3-0 to the away side, which may be a little bit harsh on Norwich City, seeing that they have improved in their past few games, conceding less goals, getting on the score sheet more. But I just feel like coming up against Manchester City, it's just going to be a completely different game. Norwich City, they'll be knowing it's a tough test this game, and I'm going to back Man City to get 3-0 away win here. So moving on now to Tottenham Hotspurs against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Wolverhampton Wanderers yet to play. They are playing this evening against Arsenal, but I had to make this video just to get it out there before the next game week. But Tottenham did lose out, as I did say at the beginning, 3-2 loss to Brighton. Still scoring the goals, Tottenham, but something's got to change. Antonio Conte, good manager so far, but he has lost his last 2 games, so he does need a win soon. Against Wolverhampton Wanderers, it's going to be a little bit tighter. We know that Wolverhampton Wanderers have an absolute brilliant defence, and now they're starting to score goals as well, so they're showing both their defence and their attack is very good indeed. At the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium this game, I'm just going to edge Spurs for a 1-0 victory though. It'll be very tight. I think they'll get it. It was 1-0 to Spurs last time these two sides played back in 2021 at the Molineux Stadium in the first half of the season. But I'll back Spurs to narrowly beat them again in 1-0, but it will be very close. Wolves will have chances. Tottenham will be frustrated at some stages of this game. But I feel like they need to pick up a result soon. Otherwise, they're going to go on a massive streak of losses soon. It'll start getting a bit out of hand. So they need a victory soon. I think they'll get it in this one. Very close though. Next one is Newcastle United against Aston Villa. This one was probably the hardest out of them all to predict. Newcastle United 3-1 beating of Everton. Aston Villa with a 3-3 draw against Leeds United in their last games. Both of these sides have absolutely superb players that have shown what they're about in the past few weeks. For Newcastle, we've got Alan Saint-Maximin, who the Everton defence could not handle him. He just, the pace, the dribbling, all is left is just the finishing. He just needs to work a bit on his finishing, but he can easily run past any defence in the league. Doesn't matter. Man United, Man City, Liverpool, he can break them down. No one can stop him. He's rapid. He goes one way, the other way, curves around it. He's so fast, but he always gets past people, and you can't stop him. And it's a really good player that Newcastle have got there, but as I said, just lacking the finishing at the end. So it'll be a good contributor for assists, St. Maximin, and with the other signings that they have brought in, Kieran Trippier did well, scored his first goal for Newcastle. We're still yet to see Dan Burn for Newcastle as well, who they did sign from Brighton in January. But I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in here, mainly because I did fancy Newcastle to get a victory over Aston Villa, but then I thought Aston Villa's squad, with Philippe Coutinho getting a goal and 2 assists in the 3-3 draw against Leeds United, and then Aston Villa have got an amazing youngster in Jacob Ramsey, who did score 2 of the goals as well. Philippe Coutinho, Jacob Ramsey, that Brazilian link in midfield, it's working well, and they'll be able to generate goals, Villa, so I'll go for a 2-2 draw. But a very difficult one. Could go either way, this one. Next to the last game, it is Burnley against Liverpool, where Burnley managed to hold out for a 1-1 draw against Manchester United in their last game. Liverpool still yet to play. They're playing this evening against Leicester City, who is our final game. But Burnley against Liverpool, the away side, I'll still back Liverpool. They need to get as much 3 points as they can in each games if they have any chance to catch up Manchester City in this title race. Should be an easy victory for them. Burnley bottom of the table. It was very poor by Manchester United in their last performance. So I'll go 2-0 Liverpool in this game. I don't think Burnley will score. They scored against Man United, but I still don't think their attack is good. Their defence is decent. I mean, they did keep out quite a lot of Manchester United goals. There was quite a lot of Manchester United goals ruled out by offsides and VARs as well in the last game. But Burnley keeping some good defensive records. Got a 0-0 with Arsenal not too long ago. But I'll just, Liverpool needs this game, so I'll just edge Liverpool, and they'll get a comfortable 2-0 victory away from home in this game. That leaves us on to our final game, which is Leicester City against West Ham United. And this one is another very difficult one. Leicester City had a terrible game in the FA Cup, losing 4-1 to Championship side Nottingham Forest. If we want to talk about some big Premier League sides struggling in the FA Cup, let's talk about West Ham as well, who just beat Kidderminster Harriers of non-league side. They're a non-league side, 2-1 in the FA Cup. Kidderminster were leading 1-0 throughout the entire game before Declan Rice came up and scored a goal in like the second minute of 3 added on for extra time. They almost held on, the non-league side. But then West Ham really, they couldn't have lost that game, and they just squeezed through. And goodness knows I feel like they're gonna struggle for a little while. But coming up against Leicester City, I feel like Leicester City are going to struggle more against West Ham. I think they'll concede quite a lot of goals in this game. I know Leicester City are the home side. West Ham do need to bounce back from a few past results. They need to stay in that top 6 area. They did win their last game, as I did say, against Watford, only a narrow 1-0 though. They need to score a few more. I think they'll score 2 more than they did in their last game. And I'm going to say Leicester City 0, West Ham United 3. I think it's going to be another battering for Leicester. I think they need to change of manager now. I think Brendan Rodgers' time at Leicester is more or less over. I mean, they've got some big players out, like their top goal scorer Jamie Vardy is out with an injury. But you've still got to have some top quality players in there to pick up results in the Premier League. But I don't think that they've got that at the moment. So I'm going to say West Ham's going to take advantage of that, and they'll win 3-0. So there we are. That concludes my Premier League predictions for matchday 25. Do feel free to leave your predictions in the comments below. And yeah, do also leave a like if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.